different gas stations. It's kind of pathetic, actually, because when I go to gas stations, I usually get a lot of respect from people that work there, like, ooh, wow, look at a nice bike. So I don't like hitting the same gas station every day because they get used to me, so I try to hit different gas stations just so I can get different oohs and ahs. See? Told you it was pathetic. And I'm on the wrong side of the pump. I like to give the gas myself, but... Joe. Yeah, okay. Joe. 加满。你不行。Guy fucking let go of the fucking pump. See? Oozing on. That's cool hair. I want to touch the hair. Let me touch the hair. Oh. Let's go. So you couldn't do that in America. You can walk up and grab some guy's hair. People here are pretty. Oh, look at that. He just fucking poured fucking gas in my fucking tank. Gotta love it. You know like a 手套，这个白纸刚刚放汽油在我的哪里上面？干嘛？倒出来？这里，他刚刚这点汽油。那个是为什么我通常自己做？嗯，这个。It's my own fault for letting you do it. 好，谢谢。That's why you never ever let anyone else pump your gas. Because they'll pour gas on it or they'll scratch it or something. I never let people pump my gas, but the only reason I let them do it this time is because I parked on the right of the pump. Okay. Because I parked on the right of the pump. Normally I park on the left of the pump so I can use my right hand, but I parked on the right, so I would have been fucked. Okay. Yeah, 200，它可以超过，感觉最快235。跑230。Yeah, 230。因为我倒低的时候，我的 RPM 可能还在8或者9，可是我是倒低，所以我还有。Yeah. Okay. 拜拜。Yeah, I got mad at the guy a little bit, but, you know, whatever, fuck. Like, how fucking often does he pump gas? Oh, fucking a few hundred fucking times a day? He still doesn't know how to fucking do it? How often do I pump gas? Once every 3 days? And how often do I spill gas on the tank? Never. How often do I scratch my bike? Never. You know what I mean? He does it every single day, and I still do it better than him, even though I only do it once every 3 days. You know, he does it 50 times a day, 100 times a day. It's like if I practice nunchucks 100 times a day and some other guy practices nunchucks once every 3 days, do you think the guy who practices once every 3 days is going to be better than me? No. So why is pumping gas any different? If you do something every day, then you should do it well. And that's why it's important for people who ride motorcycles to actually work on developing their skills. Because it's like the whole, actually, hold on a sec, I want to set my gas counter, my odometer, because I use it to keep track of how much gas I have. Yeah, reset it. So now I know, I just filled up, so now I got 0 kilometers on there. So if I'm unsure of how much gas I have, I just check my odometer. I can go about 220, 240 kilometers on a full tank. Anyways, what was I saying? What was I saying? I wish I could check the tape right now. Oh yeah, doing things well. If you do something, then learn how to do it well, you know? It's like the counter steering thing. I actually had 1 or 2 people say, oh, you over-exaggerate the importance of counter steering. It's not that big of a deal. If you ride your bike well, then that's good enough, and blah, blah, blah. You know, like, what kind of people ride a motorcycle, which everyone knows you can easily die on, and choose, they actually choose not to learn more. They actually choose not to develop their skills. It's like, oh, well, I could go out and tug and pull on my handlebars and increase my control over my motorcycle, or I could just not. I choose not to. Like, what, And I've met a few people like that. I had a guy who toured around Taiwan with me, and I kept telling him, I'm like, counter steer, just try it, see what it does, learn what happens when you move the bike like this, and he just wouldn't. We're on perfectly straight roads with no traffic, nothing, and I'm like, do this, just push and pull on the handlebars, see what happens, do it a little, do it a tiny fucking bit, and he's like, no, and this is a guy who toured the whole island with me, and needless to say, I'd have to pull over every half an hour and wait 15 minutes for him to catch up. It's just, and then you get people like that with everything, it's like people in cars, and you explain to them how to, so look at women, sorry to be sexist, but look at women. You get women in cars that just can't drive worth shit, and they're like, what, 30 years old, 40 years old? How long have you been driving? I've been driving for 25 years, and you still drive like absolute fucking shit. That's amazing. That's really, I gotta applaud you. That's like if I went bowling for 25 fucking years, and I still bowled worse than somebody who's been twice, I've been bowling, or play golf or something, it's the same thing, You can't play golf every single fucking day for your entire life and not get better at it. But you got people out there that have been driving every single fucking day of their life, and they still completely suck at it. You got 16-year-old kids who've been driving for 2 weeks that drive better than these people, and they've been driving for 20 years. How can you, it's gotta take some real effort to suck for that long. So anyways, yeah, what is this? This all got started by a guy who works at a gas station and can't pump gas, you know what I mean? Fucking morons. But like I said, it's my fault. I let him pump the gas. I pretty much let him pump the gas because I knew something would go wrong, and I'd get it on tape, and sure enough it did. Oh, you want to hear a story? This is a funny story. My roommate, he just got a brand new paint job on a scooter. It's a nice scooter. It's all done up with decals and stuff. And he just got a new paint job on it. And he goes to the gas station, and all the gas stations here are the opposite of self-service, full service. There you go. All the gas stations here are full service, and they don't let you pump your own gas in general. So my roommate goes to the pregnant woman on a scooter. My roommate goes to the gas station, and it was a girl, and she was going to pump his gas, and he's like, I'll do it. He was smart, and he was parked on the left-hand side of the tank, so it's easy for him to do it with his right hand. So he's like, no, I'll pump it. And she's like, no, it's my job, I do it. And he's like, no, I'll do it, I want to do it. She's like, no, I'm sorry, you can't. And he's like, fine, he doesn't want to argue. And so he doesn't argue. So he doesn't want to argue with him, and he lets the girl pump the gas. And sure enough, she pours gas all over his scooter. And then she's like, oh no, and then she what happened? She started to pull gas on his scooter, and then she's like, oh no, then she pulls the thing out to stop it, and then she pours gas everywhere, and it's all over his seat, his brand new paint job, and he had new vinyl put on it, stickers or whatever. And so he's just mad and yelling, and they're just doing the normal sorry thing. Taiwanese people, they'll almost kill, they'll fly through a red light, speeding, and almost kill you, and then they'll just start saying sorry. Well, why did you get in the right lane if you want to get back in the left? He went in the right lane to pass everyone, then he makes a left-hand turn. Did you notice that? He was in line, he went into the motorcycle lane, which he's not allowed to do, works his way to the front of the line, and then once the line starts moving, he puts the signal light on to get back into the line, when in actuality, the whole time he wanted to turn left. So I guess he was going to go on the right-hand side, go to the very front, and then run the red light doing a left-hand turn. Weird, I don't know. Didn't onto a main road out of a side street. Check out the police in Taiwan. They drive around all the time with their cherries flashing. Is that what they're called, cherries? The red and blues? The lights on top of their freaking piece of shit cars? See? They just drive around with these lights flashing for no reason. It's really funny. I got guys that like, I had one guy, he called them Buck Rogers. He's like, ooh, look at me, I'm Buck Rogers. I got pretty lights. I thought it was kind of funny at the time. But yeah, all the police, they do this. They just drive around with their lights flashing for no reason. Like in America, if your lights are flashing, that would mean you're pulling someone over. And in Taiwan, it's just, look at me, I have pretty lights. Because I could run this red light right now, and they would not chase me, they wouldn't do dick, okay? Like this guy can run the red light. Go for it. Come on, run the red light. People do it all the time. The cops will be there, and the people will run the red light, and the cops don't do anything. And they just sit there with the pretty lights flashing. And the stupidest thing about it, which is like borderline fucking, retardedness, is the fact that they drive around with their lights. I just did triple the speed limit. It doesn't seem to bother them. Is the fact that they drive around with those lights on at night. You know, like, and at night, they drive around with those lights on all the time. Like, so if you're doing something illegal, or driving drunk, or stealing a scooter on the side of the road, or raping some girl in an alley, then it's pretty fucking, you know, you get a huge amount of warning that the police are coming due to the fact that they have these two flashing strobe lights on the top of the cars. You know, it's like, oh, I'm stealing this scooter right now, and I'm drunk, and I'm a bit high, but that's okay because I can see those police that are coming from 2 fucking miles away because they got the flashing lights on for no reason. So I'll just go and sit down on this step and wait for them to go by, and then I'll go back to stealing the scooter. I guess that's really what it's like. Okay, and I live over here, so